Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Zephyr RTOS series. In the last video, we installed Zephyr on Ubuntu and run our first Blinky project. Today, we'll step up our debugging game by setting up logging in Zephyr using VS Code. Let's jump right in. Zephyr projects rely on several key files for configuration and build management. The most important ones are .overlay, used to modify the device tree configuration, .conf, defines system-wide settings including loggings, and CMake lists, manage the build system and link necessary components. Let's go through each files in more detail. The device tree overlay is the file where we modify hardware configuration for a specific board. For example, in this configuration, we enable UART0 and set the baud rate. Then we are going to talk about the configuration file, where we set system configuration, including logging. Here is some key configuration for log that allow logging through serial. We are going to talk about CMake list and write a CMake list to build our project and ensure the Zephyr component are linked correctly and enable necessary module for logging. And we are going to write an example of the logging in Zephyr and write a code in main.c and use different function for logging and different level of logging. So let's start our project by opening a terminal. First, we need to open the directory that we installed in the previous video, which is Zephyr project. Here we need to make a directory for our application, for example, app, and go to this directory. And I will also make a directory for my project. For example, log tutorial. Then open my VS Code here. In the root directory of our project, we need a file for .overlay. We can also place it in the boards directory, but for now I will put it here. And write your board name, for my case, Nucleo FO1RE dot overlay. Then I'm going to enable my USART to set the status to OK and then set the baud rate as current. Okay, let me zoom in. Current speed equal to so. This is good enough for now. We are going to talk about more detail in overlay in the uh, next videos, but for now it's good enough. So we can move to the next step and make a .conf file. Project.conf. Here we need to use different API to enable log and enable different setting. You can find all these API in the documents of the Zephyr project. I chose some of them and I will copy and paste them. And then we need to save our file. You can find all the APIs that you may need in the Zephyr project documents. And then we need to have a CMake lists. Also for CMake, you can find it in the Zephyr documents. I'm gonna show you where you can find it, but let's at first copy and paste a minimal example of CMake lists. I copy paste my own code here. We define the minimum version of the CMake that we require. Then we need to find the package that we installed in the previous video. Then the name of our project, which I say it's log tutorial. And then I set my configuration file, which is PRG, and then my overlay board of my overlay file, which is nucleo, and then my source code, which I will be put it in the directory in source directory, and save this. Next, we need a folder in here, source, and a file for our main.c file. First, we need to include header file that you may need. I will include Zephyr, Zephyr kernel for. I will include my Zephyr, the Zephyr kernel for delay. And include logging. Then we need to use the log module register first parameter is the name of our module, which here my module name is main, and then the level of the log that we want to use. So the level I want to use is log underline level debug. The level debug is 4, which I get all the logs, debug information, warning, and error. But if you, for example, set the level in the error, you just got the error. If you set the debug in information, you get information, which is the level 3. You get information, error, and warning. Then write my main. We can use different kind of log, uh, for example, log warning. I'm gonna say this is warn. Hello world from warning. Hello world. Then I'm gonna use log error. Hello world from error. Then log information. Log information. And at the end, log debug. Then delay. So I use K underline sleep for 1000 millisecond and save. Now we need to build our project. So I'm going to open terminal. Then I need to activate the virtual environment that I made in the previous video. Source Zephyr project dot .env bin activate. Now I need to build a project, so I'm gonna use west build name of my board nucleo underline FRORE and then the directory of my project. Okay, I'm gonna write it. So Zephyr project app log terminal log tutorial. Then I need to flash my board. Then use the screen to visit the serial port. Dev TYACM0 and reset my board. So now you can see that I got the error and then warning and error and information and debugging from the main module that I put that here. That's it. And by the way, you can find the source code in the link below in my GitHub, and we are going to through more detail in the next tutorials. So see you